engineers in Wipro, TCS, Satyam, but not one original idea. It's an incredible thought, because if you look at it, you see companies like Facebook, and not counting the controversy started by one guy. You see companies like Google started by 2 guys, Apple by 3 guys, Uber by 1 guy, and so on. So when other people can have ideas, why are we always the people who are, it's like, we have a lot of arrows in our quiver, okay? So we can actually take a bow and shoot that arrow, but we don't do it. Somebody else comes, holds our hands and shoots the bow with the arrow. So why do we do this, and why do we go on like this? Unfortunately, I still haven't found an answer to that. But what I thought is, I don't want to do it anymore. So that's why I came up with Mushik Labs. This is my invention startup. You can take a look at it. And if you like the logo, I designed it myself. So it basically means invent every day. And if you see, the word Mushik actually is a mouse. So we have a god of knowledge called Ganesha, the elephant god. And his vehicle is the mouse. So my concept is that Mushik is going to be the mouse which is going to drive knowledge. And my products which I am going to make are in consumer electronics. The same as Apple. Huh? So in fact, that is why if you see in the O of my Mushik, it's like a small monogram. So my idea is that, in fact, my first product is going to hit the market next month in January 2016. So my idea is that once my consumer retail products start hitting the market, I will not have any logo on the product. It will only have a small monogram. And it will take me a couple of years, I know, or maybe even months. You never know how life moves. But my product should be recognizable by their monogram and their simplicity in design, which is how Apple also works. So that is Mushik Labs. Along the way, I also ran into, so when in fact, yesterday it so happened that I met somebody on the trip here. And the thing is, I've been trying to meet that gentleman for a long time. But every time I used to go to their office, or actually my manager used to go to their office, we were told that he's away. He's away, he's away, he's away. Yesterday I found out why he's away, because he's on the yatra. So because I handle sales also from my company. So when I met him and I said, the first thing I expressed is, what a small world. And he said, it's not just it's a small world. You wanted this to happen, that's why we are meeting here today. And then from that afternoon, that is yesterday afternoon, because I missed the bus to Auro Labs, which I really wanted to see. So I've been thinking, and then I've been thinking that yes, there have been a number of things which have been happening in the last 6 months, which actually show me that because I've woken up, I want things to happen, so I am making things happen for myself. Which is what I would like to also convey to all of you here, that let us not wait for things to happen, and then if you wait for things to happen, it may or may not happen, but you have to go out there and get it. So there's a reason why there is that phrase, Carpe Diem, seize the day. Now I'll come back to the last bit of my description about myself. So when I was talking about things happening, right? So I was actually looking for people for Mushik Labs. So I am modeling Mushik Labs on the lines of Edison. He's a man I greatly admire. I know a lot of engineers prefer Tesla to Edison, but I prefer Edison because Edison died rich. And ultimately, let us not forget that there is something called money, and we all love money. So I want to focus on what Edison did. And if I'm known as a great visionary after I'm dead, fair enough, I don't mind. But it's about what counts is what's here now. So when I'm looking for people, I'm looking for people who are interdisciplinary. So now I'll just give you an example. So I was actually, when I first started Mushik Labs 8 months ago, so I was looking for people. So the first thing I did, I went to monster.com, then I went to naukri.com, some other job sites. I took paid memberships. Then I actually hired a consultancy on a retainer basis. But everybody who came to me came like a job, that they wanted a job. So for me to pay them a salary and put them to work is not a big deal. But I didn't want them to join me because they had no imagination. And I want people who have imagination and who are willing to learn. So this is when what happened is, the first person who joined with me, he joined with me just 2 months ago. He just sent me I put my ad on AngelList, okay. So my ad on AngelList was very simple. I'm looking for co-inventors. I'm not looking for employees, I'm not looking for workers. I'm looking for people who, given a problem which we are facing in life, a very practical solution can be found for it, and which may involve multidisciplines, for example, electronics, engineering, mechanical, civil, anything, but you have to find the solution. So when I put in AngelList, one guy, he saw the ad and he sent me a video of him on YouTube taking apart a scooter, a two-wheel scooter, and putting it back together again while describing each part. And what was the amazing thing was that he's an electronics engineer. He has no idea of mechanical. So immediately I asked him to come and join with me, and today he is doing mechanical product design, which I will also tell you what I've been up to in the last few months. And the other guy was actually, when I'm talking about making things happen, right? So the other guy was actually working two buildings away from my office, but due to my increased activity online that I'm looking for the right kind of people, so then his friends sitting somewhere else across the country told him that I am right here behind him. So otherwise he never knew I was right there next to him. So when he immediately came to know, he dropped by in the night and he joined me, and next morning he's working with me. So that's about myself. Now I would also like to start off with a few questions, and then which I will want to ask you, and then we can go to question answer about startups or anything you'd like to know. So incidentally, I've also done a crowdfunding project which didn't work, but I also know why it didn't work. So if you want to ask about crowdfunding also, I'm more than happy to do it. So this is my first poster. So you must excuse the writing, but I just made it myself here. Can everybody read it?
Yes.
What does it say from the back? Luck. And it has a question mark next to it. Yes? So I'm going to ask you, what does luck mean? Yes? Sorry, we need the mic there, right? Yeah.
So, to me, at least, luck equals, okay, not to me, but to someone else, but I resonated with it. To me, luck equals preparation into opportunity, which was pretty keen to me, because people blindly say that hard work pays off someday, but I don't subscribe to that. You can work really, really hard, but if you don't see the bigger picture, and you're not capable of taking the opportunities or high impact opportunities that come your way, then you're not going to succeed. It's as simple as that. You can't just say I'm going to work hard, right? So I think, yeah.
So actually,
luck comes with
the right answer to the first fight, sir. So I'm just, you want to answer also?
So according to me, luck is something which is destined to happen knowingly or unknowingly.
So you said that. Yeah. Actually, I wanted to agree with you. Of course, there are many answers, and you want to say something else, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, please answer. You need a mic there.
Me?
No, right behind you.
The person who doesn't believe himself believes in luck. I think.
Okay, I understand what you're driving at, but actually I want to tell you what has been happening to me. You want to answer more? Okay. So what I actually agree with the first speaker, that is, luck is nothing but opportunity meeting preparedness. I didn't say it, some wise man said it once, but luck is opportunity meeting preparedness. And I want to tell you, there have been many instances in my life. In fact, the reason why I'm here also talking to you fantastic people is because opportunity meets preparedness. And I've always found that if you are ready, whenever there's an opportunity in front of you, you will take it, and you should not wait for it, because destiny is one thing, but a lot of the times we have to chart our own way. We cannot wait for destiny to strike us, which is one more problem we all have. We generally keep waiting for things to happen. So then how do you be ready for any opportunity? Because you never know what kind of opportunity you are going to get. So how do you be ready for that, right? So for that I have one more question to all. Can anyone tell me what this is?
Perfect day.
No. Now you break it down, right? So you have day, everybody can read that. Okay, then what does this bubble represent? Yes, very perfect day. Yes, next.
Expecting good day.
No, you're almost there, yeah.
Daydreaming. Waiting for a good day to start.
Perfect
No.
day.
Dream every day.
Perfect
So
day.
what does this mean?
Success. Awesome day.
You should dream.
Awesome, good.
You should dream in the daytime.
Yeah, you're very close here.
Awesome daydreaming.
So I just said this daydreaming is good. So please do it. No, never stop daydreaming, because I've always found that the preparedness I'm talking of was not that I was ready or I did a SWOT analysis of the situation and then like a ninja I decided to attack when the time was right. It was not like that. It just so happened that I've been daydreaming so many things. Even like today also could be a daydream for me. So I just happened to be at the right place at the right time. So that's what I want to tell you. Then the next thing is, we had a session in Bangalore where there was a gentleman who came from a $1,700 million revenue company, and the one of the things he said was that ambition is no substitute for experience, right? So what I want to ask you is, that is experience of any use?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, but what I want to tell you now is that experience is no use without ambition. If you don't want to do something, if you don't want to get ahead in life, if you just want to sit and think and be Mr. Nice Guy, please remember, nice guys finish last. I'm not saying don't be nice, but you must have ambition. You must want to go there and get it. And that's the secret of all the successful stories you read around you. Huh? Nobody was hanging around waiting for success to happen. And now another question which might come up to you is, what if I don't have the experience but I have the ambition? Then be smart. Use someone else's experience, but that's what will also help you get ahead in life. So that is one more. Actually, these are all things which have been happening to me. So I'm telling you that. Then one more thing I wanted to tell you is that, do you see this image here?
Yes.
In the last, yeah. So what do you see on it?
Global opportunity.
Collective action.
No, I see some people flying while some grounded on the earth.
Some are having eyes, some are not having eyes.
Okay, one answer is some are having eyes, some are not having eyes. Okay, fine. No, actually it's true. Huh? Some are having eyes and some are not having eyes. Yeah.
We are on space.
Okay, let me illustrate it better.
Don't be grounded on earth.
Okay, let me illustrate it better.
All are connected.
Yeah.
All are connected.
This is you. Do you see this? This is you. Yes. You see this, right? This is you. So now what does this mean?
Interlink, find right people.
I'm the one flying with the eyes.
No, that may be, but what is this? This is you. So what does this signify to you?
Finding side. We are
Teamwork, use other people.
below others.
Huh?
Below others.
Use others.
There's not just you in the world.
Yes, he's right. You're not alone in the world, man. I meet a lot of people who come to me with ideas, and they think that we have the best idea in the world. And of course, there's a lot of founders bias also there. But you're not the only one in the world. So while you're waiting, or while you're thinking that you will do this, or you're the only man who's doing it, or woman, please remember that others are already ahead of you. They've already gone beyond you. So don't keep thinking you're the only one in the world. And then one more thing is, one more significance is, what do the eyes mean? Why do some people have the eyes and other people don't have eyes?
Some people look for opportunities.
Yeah, we already established that. Yeah. What does the eyes mean here? Yeah. Okay, let me put it. Can you see the eyes are looking at other people?
Yes, yes. People are watching. Others will always
He got it answer. He got the answer. The thing is, the people who do well are the people who are always aware of what others are doing. So since we're talking about startups, right? So if you have an idea that you want to, for example, a lot of people come to me and say, I want to do Uber of this, I want to do Uber of that. So let's example, you want to collect all the porters of the world, all the coolies of the world. So there's no Uber for that yet. So, but don't forget there's somebody else also who is doing it. So you must be aware of what's happening around you. That's one of the secrets to startup success also. Okay, so these are some of the things I wanted to tell you about how to get ahead in startup life. And if you would like to ask any questions. Sorry?
You said you.
Yeah.
What are the steps between an idea and a startup? What's the final outcome?
What is the first step towards you have an idea?
Yes.
What is the next step?
Yeah, so actually, if you have an idea, so remember, there's no right way to do things. Many people do many things in different ways. But what I would do if I had an idea was, I would first think, for example, recently I had an idea, see, my baby was crying. So I had to change her diaper, and then I thought, why can't I make an instrument which, a sensor for my baby's wet diaper? So it seemed like an amazing idea at that time. It seemed like a game-changing idea. I went to sleep, woke up very happy. Then I realized that if it is such an amazing thing, why hasn't anybody else done it already? That would be my first question. Why hasn't anybody else done it already? Then I looked around and I found that some people have done it and it has not worked. So my first question would be, why hasn't anybody done it? The reason behind why hasn't anybody done it already is because is it such a big problem? So, like yesterday also, some of our yatris came to me and they showed me they showed me a problem statement. And my first question was, is it really such a big problem? You want to solve the problem, but do others also want the same problem to be solved? So that would be my first step when I hear any idea.
Hello. One question is that I wanted to ask is, what is Mushik Labs into? Like, what are the products that we are about?
Yeah, so okay. Actually, Mushik Labs, like I said, is a consumer electronics startup. So I'm actually launching my first product next month, which is a GPS navigation tracker. There are other GPS navigation trackers in the market like Trimble and Garmin, but mine is of course that word different because there's a reason. So which you will see once it hits the market. That's the first product. Apart from that, I'm also working with the government for a better way to lock shipping containers, which recently I was felicitated by our Minister for Industries, and I'm going to Delhi next week for that purpose also. And then number of activities like that.
Yeah, I see. So I heard that you are into food-based startup also. I would like to know what are the few things you should take into account while you start a food journey or some food related.
Will you talk about this? Yeah. So actually, I want to tell one more thing. Many people they don't know the definition of a startup. So I want to tell you that a business which is starting is not a startup. There's a reason a startup is a startup. And can anybody tell me the difference between a business and a startup? Not you, you're experienced guy, right? Yeah.
The business is already.
Is that a business is already actually turning over revenue, whereas a startup is just the initial phase of an idea transitioning into a business?
No, I won't say that.
Startup involves innovation,
Yeah. You can use the microphone.
startup involves innovation, and business is something which might be a copy or something which already exists.
Ola is more innovating, or there's a startup, right?
Is it about financials?
The move of a startup is to create something new, while the move of a business is to make money, which I don't think
No.
So I think
Business is buying and selling for profits, whereas startup is providing innovative service which is already present there, but it's new.
It's something different.
I think the startup is a high risk business in which either you have a steep growth or a steep downfall.
A startup is something starting with a new idea. A business is something which is basically with the same idea and it's operating for a very long time.
startup things are not settled also, you're building a work environment.
Startup is a solution to a problem.
Yeah, okay. Anybody in the back, what's the difference between a startup and a business? Anyone in the back, what is the difference between a startup and a business? Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry.
Business has fixed profits. Business has fixed profits.
No, I'll come back with you almost there. Anyone in the back?
Hello?
We need to talk.
Hello?
Regarding biogas. No, solar wind. Hybrid, I don't know.
Creativity which doesn't promise any returns. Whereas a business promises you stability and it has tried
What's your name again? I don't remember.
You can replicate business models, but you
Srinivas. Yours is Radha.
because it comes out purely from your mind.
Did you read it or do you remember? I remember.
Okay, I'll answer this question because we heard many answers. And so we are a lot of, I think 2-3 people got the answer partly. But actually the difference between a startup and a business is for profits. So you start a business for profits. That's why you start a food joint, which is why I thought I'll answer this. Whereas a startup is not for profit, a startup is for growth, a startup is for scale. So that's why you have an Uber and you don't, like a Meru is a business. People who know a Meru cab service know that it's a regular business. Whereas an Uber is a startup. So, and Uber is still a startup even though it's been around for a few years. So that is why the main difference between a startup and a business. If you want to start a food brand, I'll tell you what we do in the first meal, okay? So the first meal is a startup which serves food, but the thing is, we don't own any of the restaurants. It's an asset-light model. So what we do is, I've written an algorithm which actually plots what is the closest restaurant to a cluster of orders. And then when we get a cluster of orders, for example, if we get 50 orders from an area in the city, so my algorithm finds out which is the nearest restaurant to that, and then based on that we go to the restaurant guy, we talk to him and we onboard him. So we use his kitchen in the morning to cook the breakfast. It's our brand, it's our service, it's our recipe, but we don't own the restaurant. That's an asset-light model. So that is what a startup is actually. In fact, yeah, Yuvraj, the founder of the first meal, was a Yatri last year, and he actually asked me to be here. So that's why I'm here. Yeah.
First meal is not your initiative.
Co-founder. Okay.
Thank you so much.
What would you?
Sir, I want to join you.
Hello.
You want to join?
It's not working.
I'm giving accommodation also. People want to join.
Hello. What would you suggest? Option one, to plan like anything and then starting something, or to plan a bit and starting it.
Bringing a minimum.
That's a tough question. Huh? But what I find is that after a point there is no point in planning also. So I planned a lot for a lot of ventures in life, but I found the ones where I've not planned or the ones where I've planned partially are the ones which are really clicking.
Just go to the back seat.
Okay.
Why are you leaving? You're going to wear pants?
Did you talk about was that your startup or that you talked about?
Yeah, the first meal.
I don't have a question.
In fact, the first meal just did 10,000 breakfast in 10 weeks.
That's pretty good.
Very well, huh? Yes.
So you've got your own recipe for food.
Yeah, we have our own recipes.
Because you're a startup, you can't afford restaurant space, so you're leveraging off other people's restaurant space.
No, it's not we can't afford, we don't want to afford, we don't want to own anything. It's an asset-like model. Like the other day I met OU Rooms, right? So when I went to OU Rooms also, they operate in a similar way. They don't own any of the properties, but that's the reason why they're able to expand. They had a phenomenal expansion rate. In December, I think there were about 100 properties, which is told to me by their chief growth officer. And in September this year, they had gone up to 7,000. So you can't do that if you think I will buy a hotel or I will own a hotel and then I'll move. So that's the beauty of a startup actually.
So is it like...
And they're focused on budget hotels.
No, it's not true. Now OU Rooms is having luxury hotels also. Yeah,
Is it like the Groupon model, as in you wait till a certain number of orders are placed and then you...
No, it's not a group buying model. The thing is that, so now they're subsidizing the room rates because of their funding. For me.
The food order.
No, we serve everywhere. So
if someone places an order in an area that
it's far from the cluster, yes.
Yeah, then we still
serve them, yeah, but then we charge them a bit extra for serving. So we're not losing money, we're a subscription-based model, so we don't lose money also.
What is your revenue model, sir?
So our revenue model is money, yeah.
How you are making money?
So we're making money from the customer, yeah.
What kind of answer is that?
Straightforward answer.
No, but so how they're charging it?
How
they're charging it? How are taking from restaurant and selling it to consumers? So how you are charging it to the consumers? They can't.
What is your source of income that you're spending so much? Starting with?
No, so that's the thing. No, so that's the thing. No, so we are funded and then we are spending.
That is exactly what we want.
But that is not a source of revenue. A source of revenue
funding.
Funding, yes. Yeah.
So I have two questions. The first is, how do you decide on the revenue model for the startup? So you have an idea, how do you decide on the revenue model? And second, should we start a startup in a big go and we just publicize and go shouting about it, or should we start it from a smaller level, create a prototype and then expand it on a larger level? So which is better?
Actually, that's a very good question. He's asking, how do you decide the revenue model of a startup and what should be this initial scale of a startup? Now see, thing is, I'm also, in fact, I'll be very happy to help out any startups who want to move ahead. So if you come to me and pitch your idea to me, what I would be interested in is whether you're going to earn any revenue. If you're not going to earn any revenue, then you're probably the startup I want to talk to. Because the person who's not going to earn any revenue is the person who's going to grow the fastest. That's why you look at Twitter. There's no revenue yet, but it's still a unicorn. And we have many other examples like Twitter also. So I think that answers your question, right?
Can this scalability factory questions play?
Yeah, sorry.
So I want to know, like, what is the inspiration behind doing what you're doing? Like, is it happiness, money, or achieving something, or what is the system driving you? Money,
It's just that I want to do something, man.
that should be something driving you to collect inspiration, something like.
No, I'm saying why can't the next $1 billion idea come from India? Why does it always have to be abroad? That's my biggest driving factor. But I still can't understand it. Why we have hundreds and thousands of engineers in TCS, Wipro, Infosys, and all of them have amazing skills. They're amazing programmers who charge $500 and $1,000. Why can't they come up with a single app? An Android app is all I'm asking. So that's what I want to try and see if I can find people like that who can do things. In fact, here right now, we have one guy who has a patent. One of our yatris has applied for his own patent here. Yeah, look at this guy here. He applied for a patent. How old are you? 21. He's 21 years old. Look at him. I think that's an amazing thing. And he's applied for a patent in automobile mechanics. And on the other hand, we have another boy here who is actually he learned Android programming.